This is Jazz Haven, broadcasting live from studios in downtown New Haven, Connecticut, at WNHHLP, streaming on the World Wide Web at newhavenindependent.org, and at WETFLP, Jazz Station, South Bend, Indiana, streaming at Jazz Radio, WETF.org. You're with Stan, the man with the jazz.
Wrap around my finger, cinnamon ginger. Wrap around my finger, cinnamon ginger.
Dark and lovely, sweet and comely, that's my baby. People, can't you see? Molasses, sugar candy. She's so fine and dandy, that's my baby. She's my cup of tea. When the sun shines in her pretty brown eyes, it wants to linger a while. A kiss so chocolatey, she's got the remedy to chase the blues with her smile. Dark and lovely, sweet yee and comely, that's my baby. People, can't you see? Sweet yee, cinnamon and ginger. She's got me wrapped around her pretty little finger. That's my baby, my sweet honey bee. When the sun shines in her pretty brown eyes, it wants to linger a while. A kiss so chocolatey, she's got the remedy to chase the blues with her smile. Dark and lovely, sweet yee and comely, that's my baby. People, can't you see? She, sweet cinnamon and ginger. She's got me wrapped around her pretty little finger. That's my baby, my sweet baby. That's my baby. People, can't you see?
Sweet cinnamon and ginger. That's Dark and Lovely from Nina Freelon off her latest release, Beneath the Skin. And we started Jazz Haven with that jazz classic, Take 5 from 1959, Dave Brubeck Quartet, with Paul Desmond there on the alto sax, Eugene Wright bass, Joe Morello on the drums. It's off a recording called Time Out. And Dave Brubeck experimented with time signatures, like 4/4 time and 3/4 time, and he did some extraordinary things back then. Brubeck is a Connecticut transplant. He was born and raised in Concord, California, and big time jazz musician on the West Coast. And then he headed to the jazz capital of the world, New York City, and decided that he was going to live and raise his family in Norwalk, Connecticut. And so we claim him. Take 5 was composed by alto saxophonist Paul Desmond, and he wrote it to highlight the playing of drummer Joe Morello. Coming up today on Jazz Haven, we've got one of the musicians who will be performing in Connecticut this week, the JH Jazz Calendar, the latest from jazz vocalist Candace Springs, the Empress, and Ben Patterson. But first, the #1 jazz recording this week, Rhythm, Melody, and Harmony by pianist Cyrus Chestnut. The Empress. 4 young women up front, and all of them playing saxophone. Purim Jin on the soprano sax, Irina Terakubo alto, Chelsea Baratz on the tenor sax, and Lawrence Sevian on the baritone saxophone. With Steve Ash, Joey Ranieri, and Pete Van Ostrand. And the recording is Square One. Tune Everything Happens to Me, The Empress. And we started that set with the #1 jazz recording in the USA and Canada this week. Rhythm, Melody, and Harmony on the High Note label. And it's from pianist Cyrus Chestnut of, with the tune Amy's Dance. And that's his composition. Jazz Haven here, your springtime connection for jazz in the greater New Haven area. Coming up here, we got, you need to mark your calendars because at the Side Door Jazz Club this weekend, pianist George Cable. pianist George Cable with Elliot on bass, Jerome Jennings on the drums, and it's off his recording latest one, I Hear Echoes, and tune Echoes, his composition, and that band is going to be at Side Door Jazz Club. More about that on the Jazz Haven Jazz Calendar. The Jazz Haven Jazz Calendar is a quick rundown of some of the jazz in the area this week. It's Wednesday, June 4th, and each and every Wednesday at the Owl Shop Cigar Lounge and Bar in downtown New Haven, it's Kevin St. James and his quintet from 9 until midnight, and there's no cover. NMCC, no music cover charge. And jumping to Friday, June 6th, join jazz historian and curator Frank Cochran at the Institute Library in downtown New Haven, beginning at 5:15 p.m. for that great jazz listening experience. Bring your own munchies and drinks, and it's free and open to the public. Donations to deter expenses are accepted. Featured this Friday, octogenarian pianist Kenny Barron. Also on Friday at the Best Video Film and Cultural Center in Hamden, it's Wes O'Brien's Jazz Piano on the first Friday lounge night. Starts at 5:30 and there's no cover charge. NMCC. And in Stratford at the Obido Serendipity Books, it's the Blue Lion Trio, and the cover charge includes a glass of wine. Music starts at 7 p.m. It's the Obido Serendipity Books in Stratford. Then there's that spring concert series at Firehouse 12 in downtown New Haven. This week, bassist Joe Fonda and his quartet. 2 shows, 8:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. You can get tickets online or at the box office. And this weekend, as I mentioned earlier, up at the Side Door Jazz Club at the Old Lime Inn, Friday and Saturday, 2 nights, the George Cable Trio with Elliot on bass and Jerome Jennings on the drums. Each night, the music starts at 8 p.m. On Saturday, June 7th, it's that historic jazz jam at Cafe 9, downtown New Haven, 4 to 7 p.m. All musicians are welcome to sit in after the first set. NMCC. And on Sunday, June 8th, there's a jazz brunch at Quattro's Italian Restaurant and Bar in Guilford from noon until 3 p.m. with this Shoreline Jazz Quintet. And on Sunday afternoon, over at the Whitney Center in Hamden, it's the Jeff Fuller Quartet featuring vocalist Lila Sear, along with Darren Lutzy and Ben Bolello. It's free and open to the public, and it goes from 4 to 5:30 p.m. Monday, June 9th, once again, it's Pat Todd's Tuxedo Junction at Swingin' Dance Band, 17 pieces, at the Guilford VFW Hall, NMCC. It all starts at 7. And finally on Tuesday, it's the grand opening of a new car dealership. That's Genesis of Milford on the Boston Post Road, featuring pianist Darren Lutzy, drummer Ben Bolello, and bassist Jeff Fuller, from 5 to 9 p.m. And you can test drive the Genesis. That concludes the jazz calendar for this week. Go to jazzhaven.org for the complete calendar and updates. But check out some jazz. This week, it's America's only original art form. Candace Spring, Lady in Satin.
I get along without you very well. Of course I do. Except when soft rains fall and drips from leaves, then I recall the thrill of being sheltered in your arms. Course I do, but I get along without you very well. I've forgotten you just like I should. Of course I have, except to hear your name or someone's laugh that is the same. But I've forgotten you just like I should. What a guy, what a fool am I to think my breaking heart could keep the moon. What's in store? Should I fall once more? No, it's best that I stick to my tune. Yeah. I get along without you very well. Of course I do. Except perhaps in in spring, but I should never think of spring, for that would surely break my heart in two.
alto saxophonist Greg Abate with Positive Energy. That's the title track from his latest release. John Rangel piano, Terry Burns bass, and Dave Post on the drums. We opened up the set ahead of that with Candace Springs off her latest, Lady in Satin. I Get Along Without You Very Well. Channeling Billie Holiday there, and she's with Orquestra Clásica de Espinho out of Portugal. It's Jazz Haven, and you hear new notes, blue notes, and all that jazz. That's pianist Ben Patterson off his latest release, Cooking in the Cool. And we heard the title track, And the Couve, of course, everybody knows the Couve is Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And he's got Neil Miner there on the bass, Aaron Sieber on the drums. We want to thank you for tuning in to Jazz Haven this afternoon, broadcasting from our studios in beautiful downtown New Haven, Connecticut, streaming at newhavenindependent.org and jazz station WETF LP, South Bend, Indiana, on the World Wide Web at Jazz Radio WETF.org. It's been a pleasure being your host here, Stan the Man on the set, and we hope you've enjoyed the music. We had a great time bringing it, and we look forward to the next time, and we'll see you on the radio. Taking us home is bass player Rodney Whitaker from his latest release, Mosaic, the music of Greg Hill. And we're going to hear the title track with Terrell Stafford on trumpet, Tim Warfield tenor sax, Rick Rowe on piano, Dana Hall on the drums. Rodney Whitaker.
Thank you.